Good morning, I'm at my boyfriend's house. It's Monday morning, it's coming up to 8:30. I've got out of bed very recently, as you can see I'm still not dressed, and I've come in here to crack on with my vlog. I've just got my laptop up, set it already on the file to edit, and I'm just going to go and make a coffee. So as soon as I come back up with it, I can get straight to it. We were out playing music last night again, socially with my dad and some other friends as well. I did take one clip of it with my handy cam, which zooms really well, but it's not very good in low light. If it's any good, I'll put it at the end of the video of this one after the sign off, if anybody's interested in that. If it came out all right, we shall see. I'm going to go and get some coffee anyway and get to work on this. IB needs to leave at 10. He says he's going to drop me back because he needs to do something work related, which ties in with that perfectly as long as we go at 10. So we're going at 10, and Isabel's coming home today. My daughter, who left for university, who left home for the first time, she's coming back to visit for reading week. Although I say come back to visit, I think she's actually come back to visit her friends because she's scheduled something in for every single day. And in fact, on the very day that she arrives back today, she's already got 2 social things factored in, because when she arrives in Cardiff, she's going to meet up with a friend for a few hours, and then they're going to travel back home-ish together because she lives locally, and then she's going to go her separate ways. And then Izzy said, I'm going to hang out with you for a little while. And then another friend is arriving. She's being dropped here by her parents, here to our house, and she's having a sleepover tonight apparently. So I did okay it in principle. Anyway, I wasn't quite expecting it to be straight away, but anyway, we're getting that one done with on the first night, and then literally every day she's doing something with different people. So I don't think I'm going to see much of her anyway, but I'm going to try and get back and make things nice for her at home. Anyway, bit of a jump forward in time now. It's 11:15. I've just got home. I need to have a little bit of a pick up and a tidy up. I'm not sure when my daughter's coming. She's just been very, very vague. She's going to come when she comes, basically. I don't know when I'll see her. So I'm kind of thinking about having a little trip out somewhere once I've got my essential to-dos done. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm not quite sure. I need to do the rest of the doings to get the vlog up because it's not quite ready. And then I need to just get my to-do list sorted for the day because I haven't done it. It's all in my phone at the moment, which I've just been typing in there, on the odd occasion. So I need to just get a list, work out what's urgent and what can be done on other days, and then decide what to do. This is the extent of the mess in the messy front room. This sort of stuff happens when I'm unpacking bags in a rush to leave the house, and I just take stuff out of my bag and dump it on the side and then repack the bag. Then I come back in and then I dump the bags again. So I've dumped all these. That's charity bag. That's stuff that I'm going to donate. That's stuff I'm donating as well. So that's kind of mounding up. Yeah, so I'll sort that out, I think. Well, I got hungry. It's about 12 now. I'm cooking up one of my woks of loveliness, as I put it. I've got some veggie sausages chopped up in there. These ones, I did actually film a shopping spree, but you're going to see that later in the week, and there's a reason for that, and you'll find out later in the week why that's not gone up before this one. So anyway, there they are, sizzling in the pan with orange pepper, courgette and mushrooms, also a big load of ginger and garlic, soy sauce and lemon juice, my usual combination, and I should do myself a crumpet with it as well on the side. I'm making good time anyway. I've got quite a few desky things done already prior to starting cooking my lunch. I've put a wash on, which is finished and needs hanging out, and I've done a to-do list, and I can't believe it. It's just literally now started to absolutely rain really heavily, because I was going to take you out for a lovely little walk up the hill after I'd done my flute practice later. Well, you never know, the weather might cheer up or not. Flipping UK, I don't know. I want a daydreaming walk. Do you know, I worked right through yesterday on Sunday from the minute I got up. Well, I did a bit of language learning, and then I had my head down. I was at my desk all day doing YouTuber stuff all day and flute practicing stuff. Like, I didn't have a break until it was time to leave, pretty much, which was the evening, and then I went and played music in the pub, which is leisure. But you need to do it as a musician because that's how you find your fellow associates that you're going to end up working with musically. It's networking. So it's essential, but it's also a good deal of fun, and mixing with my family as well, because my dad plays as well. Here's my lunch, and I hung my laundry out on the area as well. I can never wait. I'm not one of these vloggers that can wait to film intact food. There's always a bite gone from somewhere, and I've been nibbling away at that as well. Do you know what? I'm still using Izzy's melamine plates, because my side plates, I shall show you, were gifted to me by a friend. Now, my friend Pippa with the Worm's Eye View channel recognises these plates because they were from her childhood. They are decades and decades old. When I very first moved into my first house, I was gifted lots of items that people had going spare, and a friend of mine's uncle had passed away, very sadly, but it did mean that she had his entire flat to clear. So I had so much of her Uncle George's stuff, tea towels, cutlery, crockery, bedding, a whole bed, furniture. Like, I had so much of that stuff, and that was just one of the people that gifted lots of stuff that they needed to offload, really, and it went to a good home because it went to my home, and it was just wonderful. I managed to move at very, very low cost because of that. But I'm attached to those plates, and I'm just worried that they'll get ruined in the dishwasher, so I keep using Izzy's melamine baby plates that she obviously doesn't use anymore. So I'm beginning to think, well, maybe the time, especially now because these are starting to get chipped all over the place now, I'm starting to think maybe I should just buy myself some grown-up side plates that I'm not worried about destroying in the dishwasher. You can't microwave melamine, but that's fine. I could charity shop them. I've got Upsy Daisies, Kermit the Frog there on those. There's a Hello Kitty, but she probably still likes that because I think it's trendy. I don't know about Jack and Jill though. I'm actually throwing away lyric sheets that I never got to sing because I had COVID on the gig day. Ugh. It's a bit of an annoying day weather-wise. It's going from one extreme to the other rapidly. When I was eating my lunch, it was bright sunshine again and blue skies, and now it's completely overcast and raining again. I don't know what to do. I want to go for a walk up the hill. Well, I don't want to leave it too late because it will be dark, like soon. Oh, I don't want to go in the rain. Well, that's a face, isn't it? That's how I feel though. I've got flute practice to do. I want to get a load of that done. And I need to tidy up and hoover. Oh. I'll tidy up and hoover, and then I'll have another look out the window in half an hour and see what it's doing. I've got rather used to having free reign of the table again, you know, since Izzy's gone to uni. And I was saying to IB, I don't know if I should roll the thing up to make space for her or just leave it there so she can't clutter it up with all her stuff. I don't know. The sun's back out. And I haven't finished tidying it. Oh, I don't know, but there's still a grey sky. There's blue sky out that side and grey sky out that side. And it is actually not raining. I'm itching to get out on a walk. I want to just get that done and then come back and tidy up and practice. Well, look at that sky now. I'm out and I'm heading towards the woods. Well, the river is nowhere near as wild as it was. Oh, he did something exciting on camera. Thank you, duck. That normally happens just after I turn the camera off. Yes. Anyway, oh, it's just started to rain again. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ducky. That is very fun to watch. Anyway, I'm going to have to put the camera away because it's blinking raining again now in spite of a blue sky. Apparently I'm playing umbrella okie dokie. It's in, out, shake it all about. It's in at the moment. The rain has stopped again. And I don't know what these two guys just thought of me. They gave me a little wave because they were coming through in a vehicle and I just got out of the way from them, and they gave me a little wave and I waved back under my umbrella when it wasn't raining. I did this yesterday. I was walking for ages and it had stopped raining and I just didn't notice. Like, it's so obvious because you can hear it landing on it. Oh well, somebody's coming with a dog. There was a time a while back actually, maybe 2 or 3 years back, I'm not quite sure, it might have been during the pandemic time, when I'd be out on my walks and I'd approach somebody with a dog, they would quickly call the dog, put it on the lead and have it close by them. And it was when there was a spate of dog thefts where people were literally mugged in person for their dogs and dogs were stolen. So I think they were worried that I was a dog snatcher. But I wouldn't even know what to do with a dog if I had one. To be honest, I'm not experienced. I haven't noticed anybody do that for a long time, so does anybody know if the dog snatching has gone down? Maybe it was just a pandemic thing when people were short of money, and I think pets were in demand because people were so starved of companionship, you know. I took to feeding the garden birds in the pandemic because it was a bit of life to see out of my window, you know. I've reached the hot and sweaty point now, the zip's come undone. Now, that's the path I was going to take. I wanted to take the more exciting, hilly, more woody, muddy track route, but it's looking so waterlogged after all the rain we've had. I'm not sure if it's, well, maybe this is the worst of the mud. I could take another roady route, but it's not as much fun and it's a bit longer. Do I want to trash my lovely Caramoors? Do you know, I think I'm just going to go the roadway. Well, I'm getting attacked by stinging nettles and they actually didn't sting me even though they touched my hand, so that's probably just pure luck, to be honest, because they are savage. It's definitely easier to vlog in places where I haven't got a steady flow of people passing by. Some more people just pass by then. Do you know, I was in Sainsbury's in Ponty the other day. I had some people come up and ask me if I was a mystery shopper because they were wondering what I was doing. Oh, it's so funny. Anyway, when I come out for my walks, I really like to daydream, and at the moment I'm doing some daydreaming about travelling further afield because I've never gone beyond Europe, I don't think. I really don't think I have. So that would be a big departure for me, but I've got to be honest, it's right out of my comfort zone. It's something I've never done before and I'm not familiar with it. But you know, I've seen quite a lot of travel vlogs now and they're full of information, and I'm beginning to wonder. I was talking to IB about Thailand because I was watching the Frugal Travellers video on Bangkok, and I have to say the food the food was one of the winning attractions for me. It just looked like a whole other world of food, and food is such a big part of all our lives. That's one of the reasons. I mean, obviously the culture and all that, everything, but I don't know, I think that was the final piece that clicked into place that made me want to visit. So thinking about that, but I was thinking it's going to be too hot for IB, so I mentioned it to him today in the car as we're coming over, and we googled, and there's a certain time of year, I think it was December, when it's about 26 degrees, if Google was correct, and he thought he might be able to just about tolerate that, but it would be December. But I've got gigs in December, so you know, you wouldn't want to just hop over to Thailand for a weekend, do you know what I mean? I'd rather go when I've got a big chunk of free time, and I think the weather will be too warm for him when I have. I've been trying to analyse what it is exactly that worries me about going further afield like that, and I think language is one of the big ones. But I googled and it said that English in Thailand is almost considered like unofficially as a second language because it's so widely spoken. So I thought, well, okay, well, we could get by in English. So that kind of lessens the fear a bit. And then another thing I'd be afraid of is healthcare. What if I had a medical emergency, or he did, and I didn't know how to communicate? Well, that's kind of allayed a bit as well because of the English. So yeah, has anybody ever been to Thailand, and do you have any advice for a nervous, getting out of a comfort zone, beyond Europe traveller? Oh, and here's another one of my fears for going somewhere really far flung. Food poisoning. You're not accustomed to those bacteria types, and so more prone to getting a nasty bout of the shits. So I do worry about that, because I mean, if that gets really bad, it can actually be quite dangerous, can't it? So that's another thing that worries me. But then I guess there's precautions you can take against that. Make sure everything is very, very hot when you eat it. Don't have unwashed salad. Avoid ice cubes, things like that. I could do some research. So I was saying to him, what if we just plan a fantasy itinerary? Like, not saying that we're actually going to do it, but just look up some prices of accommodation and some actual accommodations, look at flight prices, look at things to do in the area, and set up like a fantasy itinerary, and then see if we want to go ahead and book it. And he thought that was a kind of fun thing to do, so we might do, maybe. Another thing I'd be nervous about is public transport, because I can get lost in the UK by making mistakes and get, you know, not being able to find the bus stop. That's a nightmare. Not knowing which side of the road the bus is coming, and then you miss it, and there's like one every 2 hours or something. So yeah, I worry about that, although it's the day and age of Uber and the equivalents of Uber that you get in different places, so that kind of takes a lot of the fear out of that as well. You know what a creature of habit I am, don't you? I've reached the halfway point, which also happens to be the pinnacle, the top of the hill, so I'm going to open this and enjoy walking slowly down, sipping it. It's 20 to 4 and I am having a break. It's official. I am about to listen to some, I don't know, news or something, or chatty vlogs that you don't need to watch, and I'm going to do some jigsaw. Yes, I am, and I couldn't cope with my varifocals. I've had to swap to my reading glasses. And I've made myself a lovely coffee, and I'm going to make the most of the piece before Izzy turns up, and then I'm going to have a good old chat with her and a good old catch up. That reminds me of the duck I saw earlier. I'm really enjoying just sitting here. I'm second coffee in now, so I've been here for a while. I've got a podcast on. I'm just so chilled out. I didn't realise how much I needed this. But I still feel like I'm shirking off on a Monday afternoon, but never mind. It's just gone 5, by the way. No idea when Izzy's coming in through the door, but I think her second friend of the day is due at 8, so that's all I got to work with at the moment. And the earth is looking like this. They're kind of strategically placed, roughly. I always feel like I could be doing with sitting up a bit higher. Oh, I love it. I love it when you get this happening in a puzzle, you realise. It's like continental drift almost. The whole chunk goes over and joins on. Oh yeah. It's 6:15. I'm still here doing my puzzle. I'm living my best life, honestly. I'm just having so much fun. You can't imagine, like, honestly. Anyway, I'm getting hungry. I can't be bothered to cook anything proper. I'm going to have crumpets and mushroom soup. Izzy undoubtedly will want to cook for her and her friends sleepover, and she probably is stuffed full of McDonald's or something, and on the train right now with a full stomach, but she hasn't let me know, so I'm assuming she'll feed herself. I've bought her plenty of food to cook for herself anyway. I would like to say I've finished the puzzle in all these hours, but I haven't. But it's coming on, look. Proper Imo comfort food this is, look. Marstam slices, sweet and nutty, going into my mushroom soup that I've microwaved, and there's some nutritional yeast flakes in there as well. I don't know, I could put some pepper in. Let's do it, let's have some pepper. Izzy's coming at 9 apparently. Whoops, she just tells me. I thought her friend was coming at 8. So I don't know if I'm going to have a friend here for an hour and have to entertain her or what. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, I think my phone is buzzing. The crumpets have popped up. Izzy's message, she said she's meeting a friend in Cardiff and they're coming up together and they will be here at 9 together. And yeah, so that's it. Anyway, I'm going to sit and enjoy this food now, and then I'm going to get a force of energy from somewhere and go up and do some editing afterwards. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Could you please give it a like if you happen to like it, subscribe down below to watch more videos from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.